There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV.
Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. We just listened to Weezer. In particular, we listened to the season EPs. It was recommended to me via my Patreon by Mohammed. He looks after me. He does very good. Puts me onto a lot of Weezer, a lot of Ozma and stuff. So if you're part of the fandom when it comes to that gnarly bunch, that quirky bunch, then don't thank me. Thank my man Mo. All right, put some respect on that name. So. The Deep and Dreamless Sleep was the last song of the 16 songs of EPs we listened to. We had another one on the playlist, which at this moment in time I've not had an answer because purely I'm recording, aren't I? So I've not had time or had the opportunity to hear your thoughts on my listen through this record. But there was a tune called Sheila Can Do It that was thrown on the playlist at the end, which was a good way to finish off, but I don't think it was part of the series of... EPs. So, call it 16 tracks. We'll call it that for the time being because I think that was what covered the 4 releases. It was good. I really enjoyed it. What can you say, man? When it comes to Weezer, you don't necessarily ever have a bad time. I know that the fan base tend to sort of go back and forth and sort of, relate each album to a particular time or feel or this, that, and the third. But to me, listening through these albums, I always have a good time. I always enjoy what I'm hearing because the songwriting is very industrial. Let me tell you that. The songwriting is very industry standard, and that's relatively rare to come by, to be honest with you, with such consistency as Weezer do. I would argue that what I mean by that is it comes across a little bit robotic, but because there's a formula to it. There is a formula to it. But there's a reason why this band does such a good job and touches so many people. And that's because the formula does work. It does work, You get your introduction, you get your verse, you get your chorus, you get your verse, you get your chorus, you get your bridge, you get your chorus, and you're out. There you go, you know what I mean? That's Weezer, each and every song. Alright, within reason. That's what you get. This was a good record. I'm sort of looking at it as a whole because I didn't really break it down into the different seasons. I wasn't listening to the different releases at different occasions, which a lot of you might have done. So as far as comparing and contrasting is concerned, it felt all consistent to me. It felt like a full package. It didn't feel like we're breaking it up into different ideas and concepts and zones. Other than the artwork, I didn't really pick up on that. There was no strict lyrical conceptual basis that sort of implied that these projects were different into stronger degree. But it was good. My favourite track was I've probably forgotten it now. What was my favourite track? Should She Stay or Should She Go? Was that it? That could be it. I've forgotten now, but there was one song in particular that I really liked when they were talking about the Garden of Eden. I think it might have been that one. Yeah, I think it might have been that one. Worst track was Tastes Like Pain. Quite unique as far as the sampling was concerned, but yeah, I didn't like it. It was too down in the dumps, too negative, man. I don't want that, especially from this band. I like a little bit of hopeless romantic stuff, but I'm not too fussed on just straight up Dear Diary, life sucks sort of stuff. Production was very good. The guitar work was good. The guitar work was nothing you wouldn't expect. I mean, the instrumental essentially just is the canvas for the painting that is the vocal line, the melody, and the lyrical content. It is a songwriter band. Like, it's not for, this band isn't known for their musicianship, but more so their craft. They can craft a good song, they can structure a good song. So you're probably just going to have 4 power chords, if that, reoccurring through different dynamics throughout one song. Maybe like a couple of broken chords and stuff, which I think this band does a lot and should do more of. Like the whole clean broken chord thing, I think is my favourite part of Weezer. I think that's the that drives a little bit of dopamine as far as I'm concerned. You're hopefully just going through the records and finding the hook and the song that suits you best, I think, because it is of such a standard and of such consistency that every song is good. Let's be real. Of course, bar Tastes Like Pain. That's not. But every song is good and upbeat. So, you know what I mean? Depending on your perspectives on what upbeat is, and hits the spot each and every time. I'm not going to rate this record out of 10 because it's a bunch of different projects, but let me just say that it's incredibly consistent, and I was pleased to listen to it. So I'm going to see if I've missed any Weezer in between this and the last listen through we did, and I'll get that recorded for you lot, alright? So I'll see you on the flip